Welcome back, friends, to Build a Lot Acres. My name's Case.
And I'm Brett.
And in today's video, we're going to tell you
Why old garden tractors are just plain better.
Stay tuned. So we have a number of different videos on the channel about garden tractors, all general topics to specific brands and models, and lots of content to check out. So if you really like garden tractors and that's something that you're interested in, please check out some of our other content. I think you'll find something that you really enjoy. But in today's video, we're going to talk about these older garden tractors, why they're just plain better. So what do you think the first thing should be, Brett?
I think the first thing is really just the sheer quality of the components.
I would have to agree 100%.
On a lot of newer, even garden tractors, mostly on riding mowers, it's all plastic. It's all very throwaway. It's designed to be used for 4 or 5 years. Stuff breaks, you buy a new one. It's not designed to be fixed, not designed to be serviced.
Not really designed to be worked on unless you have specialty
Equipment.
diagnostic tools and a lot of knowledge with electronics and different parts. You might have computer parts and chips in the newer ones, so it's really tough to work on.
Yep. Whereas with something like these, you can take apart anything on them without any real issue and put it back together without any real issue, using nothing more than some basic hand tools.
I would have to agree with that.
Also, I think that just simply the construction of them with the things like the frames and the floor pans are so much thicker, so much sturdier, and they're meant to last. That tractor that my father's sitting on is 52. The tractor I'm sitting on is 38. They both run like tops. They aren't old, worn down, they don't seem like they're as old as they are. However, if you were to take a tractor from today and keep it for 52 years, I can guarantee you would not be saying the same thing.
I would have to agree with that too. Some of these older garden tractors will have frames as thick as a full-size pickup truck from the same era that they were made. In fact, a lot of the old garden tractor brands actually started off using leftover automobile parts for their garden tractors, and some of the garden tractors used full-size tractor parts when they started out, because garden tractors really weren't that popular until maybe the 50s or 60s when they really started getting popular and more well-known. So they had to come up with a way to make them quick for the masses, and they had to use leftover parts from much bigger machines or equipment in order to make these.
Like, I know that a real famous example with that was the Wheel Horse Seniors, that they used a lot of drive-on components from a Ford Model A. And it's not necessarily because they wanted to, it's because that's what they had available for the time being. And it made them so that 80 years later, they're still out there.
So before we get into the second reason, there is something I want to say. There's a big announcement I have to make. A certain someone, my son, is now a man. Now, I use the term adult loosely here, but I now have an adult child. So congratulations, man. You made it.
Yeah.
So Brett is 18 now. He's got a whole life ahead of him, and it's time to show what he can do. But let's get on to the second reason. So I think the second big reason is going to be cost. You can pick one of these up very reasonably compared to a new, garden tractor, if you can even find one that has similar features and capabilities that these have. For example, I paid $250 for the Sears, probably 12 years ago, maybe, something like that.
And I paid, I believe, also $250 for this.
Yeah.
Also, 12 years ago, what was
I
that?
think you were like 7,
Yeah.
so maybe 11 years ago. But the point is, I'm going to say for under $1,000, you can get a pretty decent garden tractor that's going to have a lot of capability. It's going to be easy to work on. It's going to be rugged. And it's going to be able to allow you to do year-round chores around your estate. So the second reason has got to be cost.
The third reason I'd like to bring up has got to be the sheer capabilities of these tractors.
That's a great reason.
Now, not necessarily a new garden tractor, but you take a run-of-the-mill, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever have you, ride-on lawnmower. They may have an option for a snow plow, or they may have an option for a dump cart, stuff like that. They can't really use it though. They're not designed to do anything more than cut your grass.
Whereas these babies are designed with heavy cast iron and steel parts. They're meant to work hard. We have videos of Brett's 220 barreling through 12 inches of Connecticut snow. We have videos of the Sears SS14 pulling 3,000 pounds of red oak. Through muddy trails in the woods, as well as running the snowblower through a foot of snow. I mean, we just have,
numerous videos.
We have videos of my Case 448 plowing snow and doing work. These tractors are meant to work, and they were designed to do year-round chores, whether that be springtime rototilling or plowing of your gardens, summertime mowing of your fields, wintertime snow removal, maybe pulling trailers in the fall to bring in firewood. I mean, these things were meant to be used year-round, and they're just built tougher. Like Brett said, the capabilities are just much greater.
They really are. Especially for the price.
Are you hot?
A little bit.
It's kind of sweaty out here today. Let me know in the comments, how's it been in your area? This has been the weirdest year as far as weather. It's either super muggy and hot like it is today, and it looks like it's gonna rain, or it's raining, and I mean raining. Yesterday it rained so hard. On the way home from work, I actually saw like rocks, like rock, size of baseballs in the roads. I saw all kinds of mud. I actually saw like metal sign poles. I smelled diesel or gas, and I saw the Rainbow Trail probably 2 or 3 miles. I don't know if someone pierced their tank, and it was like a flash flood. All of a sudden, we got like 3 inches of rain in like half an hour or 45 minutes. It was absolutely nuts. But it's been like that a lot of the days this summer. It's been super wet, not a lot of sunny days, a lot of overcast days, and let me know in the comments how it's been in your area, but it's been an awful summer as far as weather goes. So another big thing I think is going to be the coolness factor. Every brand had its own unique flavor and style, kind of like the classic cars. You could tell from a distance, this is a 55 Pontiac, or this is a 69 Chevy, or blah, 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 blah. By the tail fin, the lights, it just had different looks. These are the same way. A lot of the newer tractors are all kind of made in the same factory, and then they have different decals. They all kind of have that generic look, whereas these had unique hood shapes, unique features, brand to brand and model to model, that you just don't see with today's machines.
Like, if you were to take a brand new John Deere, a brand new Cub Cadet, and a brand new Craftsman,
and you painted them all black,
you wouldn't, sure, you could tell the difference, but it wouldn't be like instantly like, oh, this is the John Deere, this is the Craftsman, this is the Cub Cadet. However, if you take the 220, the 90/20 Power Max that you own, and the SS14, paint them all black, you could instantly, and I mean instantly, tell the three of them apart.
Just by the grills, the hoods, the fenders. I mean, like Brett said, you can instantly tell them apart, and I think that's cool because you can, it just, depending on your style, you might like a certain look better than someone else. Whereas now, everyone kind of has the same look. But back then, you could kind of get whatever tractor matched your personality.
So I'd say probably the last big thing would have to be how easy these are to come by compared to new garden tractors. So let's say you want to order a new John Deere garden tractor. A Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, stuff like that, they're not going to carry garden tractors. They might have some ride-on mowers, sure. They're not going to have any true garden tractors. You're going to have to order them from the John Deere website. They're going to have to assemble them. It's going to take months to get them out to you, so on and so forth. It's going to be a big process. Say you want to get like a 220 or an SS14, something like that. Go on Craigslist, go on Facebook Marketplace. Within a week, you can probably find a dozen of them. Obviously in varying conditions, with varying hours, varying implements, varying price, but you can find a dozen different ones, I'd say within a week. And that's got to be the other big thing, is just how easy these are to come by. That, sure, it's taken me and my father, 12, 13 years now probably? Well, at least for him, for the collection that he has. But it's not like he's bought every one that he's seen at all. It's probably what, close to 1,000 that you haven't bought for every one that you did, I'd say.
What do
At
you mean,
least.
that I've seen?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see a lot of them online. I mean, I bought every vintage tractor I saw. I'd fill up my entire 21-acre property with garden tractors. But yeah,
You
you
wouldn't
definitely,
mind that though.
I don't think Mrs. Build a lot would like that too much, but you definitely do see a lot of them. So I think the last thing has got to be the ease of getting attachments. Most of these tractors, like Brett's, you could have attachments that would fit models 30 years apart in age, maybe more. They didn't change the implements year to year. They weren't exclusive to that model or these years. They pretty much fit multiple years and multiple models because the companies didn't care about selling you a brand new blower 2 years down the road. Whereas now, it kind of feels like they almost want you to have to buy a new tractor or a new implement every few years so they make more money, but you end up spending your money.
The only real example I can think of that the year-to-year change is John Deere. But like you said, now it seems like every 2 or 3 years the companies come up with a new line. New mowers, new blowers, new snow plows, everything. That there aren't many interchangeable implements across those years. And so it just seems like they're trying to get as much money as they can out of you.
Yeah, I mean, I get it, business is business, but on the other hand, don't you want satisfied customers? Don't you want people to have a tractor that they can pass down to their kids? I mean, that kind of stuff seems to be going away or has gone away here in America in 2023. But to me, I think it's cool to have tractors that your father or your grandfather could have used when you were a kid. You have memories with those tractors, and it just feels cool and it feels good knowing that you used the same tractor he did back then. So I think that's gonna about do it for today's video. We hope you found something fun and worthwhile out of this video. We really enjoy garden tractors and talking about them. If you have any video ideas you want us to discuss about garden tractors, please let us know. And until next time. If you enjoy garden tractor content, please consider checking out one of these other great options.